it going, metalheads, and welcome back to another video. This is a discussion video, and it's a opinion that I held that I did not know was rare to hold. But today we're going to be talking about The First Strike, Still Deadly, which is the 9th studio album from Testament, technically, released in 2001. It consists of re-recorded songs released on The Legacy and The New Order, and it also includes a song, Reign of Terror, which was originally on Legacy's first demo. If you don't know, Testament was originally called Legacy. And then that also appeared on a B-side from the Trial by Fire single. But anyway, enough of that. Sorry if my voice is a little fucked up still, by the way. I'm still kicking this cold, but, you know, got to get the content out anyway. So, yeah. First of all, let's just start by saying this has received mostly negative reviews in the past. So far, the only, rating of it, at least online, is by AllMusic, which gave it a 1-star rating out of 5, and criticizes re-recordings one's hits is worse than live albums because it tries to be something it can never be, and this disc is no exception. It says, get the originals or even the 2 Testament hits compilations for the real deal. Check this out. Karaoke is your idea of contemporary entertainment, which is kind of harsh. They also hate on it at Metal Archives, with the average being around probably 40%. I don't know, 25, 15, 24, 25, 60, 70, 35, 40, 70, 25, 46. So not very many people enjoy this album. However, I fucking love this album. I think that these versions of the songs are way better than the originals. Not because I dislike the originals or anything. I think those are awesome songs, obviously because they re-recorded them. But I think the mix on this album is way better just because it was a little bit later. It wasn't, 1980, whatever. It was 2001, and Andy Sneap was doing the mixing. And, I guess people don't really like the polished, aspect of this album on the mix, at least. But I love it. I think that Andy Sneap does a great job with making his album sound really polished while still making them brutal and punishing, especially with the guitar tones. The guitars on this album are super chunky and crunchy, and I'm reasonably sure they downtuned for these songs versus the originals, which I really dig as well. You can just really hear that it makes the riffs sound even more just brutal and bludgeoning. I think Chuck sounds ferocious on here, and that's ultimately why I like these songs a lot better than the originals, is because he really developed his lower register as he got older. And, I obviously love Exodus and Violence and all those screechy, high thrash vocals that people do, but I think Chuck is one of the best ones in the genre at doing those lower registers, which I really enjoy on this album, whereas on the original songs, he's a lot higher in register. Again, not bad songs, but I really enjoy the lower register on these songs as well. Again, also, the mix. Way better on this one, I think, than the other songs on the original albums. Plus, on this version, you have Zetro from Exodus coming back. If you don't know, he was Testament's original vocalist. You have him come back to do 2 songs. He sings on The Haunting and Alone in the Dark, which are tracks 9 and 10 on this album, and I think he does a really good job as well. It adds a little bit of, dynamic, because Zetro's range is really different from Chuck's. But yeah. I did not know that people didn't like this album until researching it for this video. It says that its only chart position was number 70 on the Japanese albums in 2001. But yeah, I did not know that people dislike it. I would love to get this on CD at some point because I think, I'd much rather... This is the first versions of the Testament hits that I ever heard. I didn't know that they sounded like that on the older albums till I, went and listened to them before, because I'm pretty sure the first Testament song that I heard was Disciples of the Watch. And it was definitely on this version, which is an awesome song. But I'd much rather listen to, even my favorite Testament song, which is Burnt Offerings, is on here. I'd much rather listen to this version than the other one just because of the mix. But First Strike is Deadly, Into the Pit, Disciples of the Watch, Over the Wall, The New Order. Just all fantastic songs, and they're all way better on here, that I think. But if you haven't heard this, definitely go check it out and listen to it. Let me know what you think versus the original Testament albums, because I enjoy this one better. However, there are some songs on the first, 2 albums, Legacy and The New Order, obviously, that aren't on here, which I think are really good, and I don't think would have done well with this, such as Eerie Inhabitants, or A Day of Reckoning, or even stuff on the first one, like Raging Waters. However, the hits that they do put on here are fantastic, and I really enjoy this album. So I'd definitely be getting it on CD at some point very soon. But yeah, I just wanted to share my opinion on this. And I didn't know it was such a rarely held opinion. But let me know what you guys think about it. And yeah, hope you're all doing well. Have a nice day. See ya.